Who's nervous? Margaret, are you nervous?
Right.
Yeah? Gislaine, are you nervous? Edgar, you didn't want to do this task? Why?
I didn't want to do this because I know it's pretty lazy for me. I don't know. I
It's
don't
not
want
gonna
to
be
argue.
easy?
Not easy. It's because I mean I don't want to speak about the moon.
What? You don't want to what?
I
Speak what?
I don't want to speak about the moon. You know, Apollo, the
Why
mission,
not?
blah blah blah. No, I mean I don't find it quite interesting. Even when I was trying to look for the for the information, it was not quite easy for me. So
Okay, I understand. I understand. Yeah. I choose this topic because it's right now so popular with the Artemis
yeah.
2 missions. Everything about the Apollo missions and the conspiracy and the defenses and everything comes up. So that's why I say it, because there's a lot of content, there's a lot of information to talk about, and it's gonna be a really great debate. So, if you're nervous, in all of you, don't be nervous, because this is a preparation, and I'm completely sure that you're all of you are gonna do amazing. All of you have a great level of English, and I'm completely sure that all of you are gonna be able to do it. I'm so sorry. Um. Okay. So, anyone has a question before I explain a little bit the debate? Any question or
So I have a question. How long this activity will last? So we have to speak
okay?
2 hours about this.
Yes. Sorry, give me 1 second. That my computer is having problems today for charging. So there's a lot of people in my home that I need to do it in other place, but it's making difficult for me to keep the connection. Yes, this is need to gonna be 2 hours, but let's take this in count. So sorry, let's take this in count. First, I'm gonna give you the explanations, the instructions, the rules for the class. That's gonna take me a lot of like 10 to 15 minutes to explain you this, clarifying your questions and everything. So that reduces the 2 hours. And also, I'm gonna take like 20 to 25 minutes at the end, because I need to give you individual feedback and general feedback. Okay, of the classes. I know that maybe for Karen, Edgar, Laura, and Gislaine, I don't have a lot of information about how you do it in the other classes, but I'm gonna do my general feedback and your individual feedback about the classes that you have been doing with me and what I can tell from these last classes. Okay, so that's gonna be around. Taking that time off is gonna be like an hour and a half or an hour and 20 minutes to be talking about the topic. That's gonna be the really debate part. That answers your question? Yeah. So now I'm gonna give you the instructions, and also any question feel free to give it to ask me and everything. So let me share my screen. Okay, so this one is not. Let me take it off. Is that one? So my other group preparation of someone. So that way. Okay. So first, let's remember our debate topic. So sorry. Our debate topic is: did the Apollo missions really put humans on the moon, or is the greatest lie ever told? ¿De verdad las misiones Apolo pusieron humanos en la luna, o es la mentira más grande que se nos ha dicho? So, first, let's get into what is a debate. So, a debate is a structured discussion where two sides present opposing arguments about a specific issue. The goal of debate is not simply to argue, but to persuade others using clear reasoning, strong evidence, and respectful communication. Let's remember this part: respectful communication. Okay? So, you might have been asking yourselves how it's gonna be the structure of the debate, how we're gonna do it. So right here I'm gonna explain it in English but also in Spanish so everything is completely clear. Okay? So first we're gonna start with the opening statements. Each side is gonna present your position. You're gonna have 1 to 2 minutes per participant. You're gonna introduce yourself and you're gonna tell me your position. So, entonces en esta parte que son los argumentos iniciales, en esta parte son, ustedes van a presentarse ustedes mismos y van a presentar la posición que manejan. ¿Sí? Esto no se demora mucho, es 1 minuto, máximo 2, diciendo mi nombre es Angelina Quiroga Ramírez y yo voy a defender la postura de que los humanos sí fueron a la luna, o que yo estoy en desacuerdo de que los humanos no fueron a la luna con las misiones Apolo. Eso es un ejemplo de cómo lo van a hacer, de manera resumida, corta y rápida. After everyone do this, we're gonna go to the main arguments. In this part, you're gonna explain and support your ideas with reasons or evidence. So, esta es la parte más importante, que son los argumentos principales. I'm sorry, I'm talking too fast because in the last one I was running. Entonces, estos son los argumentos principales. Aquí ustedes van a explicar y apoyar sus ideas con evidencia y razones que los apoyen a ustedes para decir, venga, yo estoy de acuerdo por esta razón, explico, muestro mis evidencias, mis videos, mis imágenes, los artículos científicos que haya encontrado. Esas cosas pueden compartir su pantalla y mostrarlas. Y van a decir pues los argumentos que ustedes tienen para defenderse. Third, rebuttal round. Respond to the opposing team arguments, agree, disagree, or question their ideas with justification. Entonces, en esta parte va a ser como un rebote que va a suceder. Entonces, por ejemplo, yo escuché a Edgar que estaba hablando y dijo algo que yo tengo aquí de que no estoy de acuerdo con esto y tengo motivos para justificarlo. Entonces, después de que ya él ya explicó todos sus argumentos y todo, ya pasamos de la parte de los argumentos principales. En esta parte yo puedo decir, Edgar, yo te escuché decir esto, esto y esto, pero yo no estoy de acuerdo por esto, esto y esto, ¿sí? Explico mis desacuerdos con lo que están diciendo los demás, refuto sus ideas, les pido justificaciones. Ok, tú dijiste esto, justifícame un poco más porque dijiste esto, ¿sí? ¿En qué te basaste? Cosas así. En esta parte es la parte del rebote, que ustedes prestaron atención a lo que su compañero dijo antes y van a poder debatirles ahorita en esa parte. The fourth part is open discussion. Free interaction between all of you, ask questions, challenge ideas, and defend your position. Entonces esta parte va a ser como una discusión libre, donde ustedes van a poder preguntar a los demás, oye, esta parte, esto, o si esto fue verdad, entonces ¿por qué pasó esto? ¿Sí? Preguntas. Van a desafiar las ideas y van a defender su posición. De que me hicieron una pregunta, no, es que yo considero es por esto, por esto, por esto, por esto y por esto. ¿Ok? And the last part is the closing statements. In that part, you're gonna summarize your main ideas and you're gonna reinforce your position clearly and briefly. Entonces, en esta parte yo ya voy a decir de manera concisa, resumida, clara, mi conclusión. Y los argumentos que que yo creo que son los que mejor apoyan mis ideas. Any question about this?
Teacher, en mi caso, la verdad no tuve el tiempo como para recoger evidencia visual. Simplemente tendría que hablar, ¿está bien?
Sí, it's okay.
Ok, gracias.
Lo importante es de como que te hayas investigado muy bien para poder defenderte y hablarlo. Any other question about this structure? No? Okay. Now, the role of evidence. Strong debates relies on evidence such as facts and statistics, expert opinions, real-life example, and logical reasoning. Evidence makes arguments more convincing and credible. So that's why it's so important, the evidences. As you can see, it's not always videos, it's not always images. It's also to here to show logical reasoning, expert opinions, real life examples, and everything. So not always needs to be an image or needs to be a video to prove something. Also could be just like I said, articles where you base your information from. Okay, now are rules that are really important. First one, sorry. First one, all of you must be speak only in English all times. If Spanish is used at any moment, the participation will be invalid and it's gonna affect your grading. So English at all moments. If I don't know how to say something in English, I can look as faster as I can for translator, for AI to help me, or a dictionary, something that helped me to clear my ideas because I forget a word, and that's really normal because not all of us knows all the words. Even me, sometimes I don't know one word because there's so much vocabulary, and sometimes we could forget, or sometimes it's a new vocabulary for us, so it's completely normal. Other rule is respect all participants, no interruptions, no offensive language. It's not that someone is talking and I want to say something about what he's saying, so wait, later you continue, I'm going to talk. No. We're gonna wait until that participant finished talking and then we're gonna express our ideas. We're gonna raise our hand and express our ideas. And so important, keep professional language all time. Or please. Remember, must wait for your turn, use clear and organized ideas, support your opinions with arguments or evidence, stay focused on the topic, listen carefully to others before responding, and you need to have your camera on during all debate. I think this one is one of the most important ones. If you are gonna talk and you have your camera off, the participation is not gonna be valid. I'm gonna put right and I'm gonna put a 0 in the participation. Okay? No camera equals no participation. And this is like summarize what I already said, but I'm gonna mention it anyways. The instructions. Remember the topic really good. All of you need to present your position, agree or disagree. Needs to give at least 2 to 3 arguments to support your opinions. If it is more better, be ready to answer at least one argument from the opposite side. If it is much better, this is a suggested instruction for when you're gonna speak. That is an introduction of your opinion, main arguments with explanation, example of evidence, short conclusion, and remember to speak clearly and confidently, and participate actively throughout the debate. So that's all the instructions. That's all the rules for today. Some question before we start? No. Okay. So I need 5 minutes before we start the debate, and I need to do something, and I'll be right back. So please, these 5 minutes, I think maybe it's less, but I'm gonna tell you 5 just in case. Prepare yourself, remind your ideas, and prepare the evidence, have it ready to present it, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay? So I'll be back.
Oh, I'm sorry. Um, I'm having problems with my internet connection right now. I apologize for any inconvenience.
It's okay. So, prepare your evidence, have it ready. I'm gonna go 5 minutes. I need to do something really quick, and I'll be back. I think it's gonna take me less, but I'm gonna say 5 minutes just in case. So, prepare yourself during that time. Repass the information and everything. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, sorry, I needed to go for a pill because I'm a little sick of my throat. So now, we're ready to start. Ready. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna start with a debate. Um, so the debate starts now. Welcome to our debate from today of the group 33, and our topic is gonna be: did the Apollo missions really not truly put humans on the moon, or is the greatest lie ever told? So now we're gonna start with the opening statements. So to start, we're gonna start with Edgar, your opening statement.
All right. Hello, everybody. This is Edgar Moreno, and I'm just gonna behave like a detractor of the Apollo missions.
Okay, so you're gonna be disagreeing with the topic, right?
That is correct.
Okay, perfect, Edgar. Now we're
It,
gonna yeah?
oh yeah, I was making sure if that's, I mean, if that was all that I have to say, right? For
Yeah,
now.
no,
Okay,
yeah, for now, yes.
got it.
Now we're gonna continue with Karen.
Hello, everyone. My name is Karen Dayana Guevara Vega, and today I will defend the position that humans did go to the moon.
So you are gonna be agreeing with that. Perfect.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna continue with Laura.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Laura, and today I will share my opinion about the Apollo 11 moon landing. I disagree with the idea that it was fake. I believe it was real because there is a strong scientific evidence.
So you're gonna be agreeing.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna continue with Gislaine.
Hello, good evening. I am Jesleini Yazarí Monsalve Ramos, and I am in favor of humans going to the moon.
You're agreeing or disagreeing? You're agreeing or disagreeing, Gislaine? Couldn't hear you good. Gislaine? You're
In
agreeing or
favor.
disagreeing?
Teacher in favor.
Ah, okay, agreeing, sorry. It's just that I couldn't hear you good. I think it was my connection, maybe. And Margaret, please, go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Margaret Carolina Niño. So today I'm going to defend the position that the moon landing may not have happened, that we believe exactly as it is officially presented.
Okay, so you're gonna be disagreeing. Okay, so you'll make emphasis to clarify. So, in the disagreeing position is gonna be Edgar and Margaret, and in the agreeing position is gonna be Karen, Laura, and Laura and Gislaine. Okay. Oh, it's funny because in my screen appears in this side disagreeing and in this side agreeing. So it's funny that appeared that way. Okay, so now we're gonna start with the main arguments that you bring today, your evidence, and everything. So who wants to start?
Me, teacher.
Okay, go ahead, Margaret.
Okay. First, I want to say that I'm not saying that is completely false, but I believe there are several inconsistencies and unanswered questions that deserve critical analysis. Um, First of all, I believe that there are important doubts about the evidence presented um, about the moon landing. So most of the information comes from photographs, videos, and documents that cannot be independently verified by the public. So this creates uncertainty because this type of evidence can be edited or manipulated, especially when it comes from a single institutional. For this reason, it's valid to question the truly reflects that happened. In addition, for me, it's important to analyze some visual details that generate controversy. For example, in several images, the flag is flying. The flag appears moving, and it's not possible, in my opinion, because there were no wine. So it's so strange considering that the moon has not atmosphere. So in many photographs there are no stars too, and in the background. So these elements suggest that the images could have been taken in a recreated environment.
Okay, you have more arguments, Margaret, or that's it?
No, I have another one. I think that in this time, 1916, more or less, the technical advance were very limited comparing to nowadays. Computers were very basic and navigation systems were not as precise that they would show us. Uh, this make difficult to believe that uh, this mission could have been successfully, and nowadays is not happening all of time, for example, or more time. Just just the recently Artemis mission is the last one. No, so they um, before the one happened, another one.
Okay, that's all your arguments?
For now, yeah.
Okay, perfect, Margaret. Thank you. So, I'm so sorry if you hear my this is my medicine. It's something that I need to have for my throat because it's really hurting me. Uh, it's something that really is itchy. I don't know what it is. It's like makes us sleep the throat, so I don't feel a lot of pain. So now, who wants to present the arguments? Laura, you want to go?
I like to start first before my internet goes out. Um,
Okay, go ahead.
okay, I understand that this topic can create different opinions, and I respect that. But however, I believe the Apollo 11 was real because there are many types of evidence that support it. For example, astronauts did not only travel to the moon, they also brought, brought back materials. The moon rocks have been studied for many years by scientists in different countries, parts of the world. not only in one country like USA. This makes the evidence more reliable for me, because it has been checked many times. Also there were experiments left on the moon that continued sending information for years after the mission. This shows that something real was placed there, not just recorded. Another important another important point is technology. Even if technology in 1969, I guess, 1969 was not as advanced as today. It was enough to make this mission possible. Today we can still see the landing sites, I'm sorry, with modern satellites, which give more support to the idea that humans were really there. I also think about the human factor. Thousands of people work on this mission, include engineers, scientists, and astronauts. Over time, many of them have shared their experience. Their stories are consistent. These give
Okay, we're gonna wait a little bit. We're gonna give her 1 minute. I think her connection is really bad. She's having problems all day with the connection. She let me know that. So we're gonna give her 1 more minute. And if she doesn't recover her connection, we're gonna continue with someone else's, and when she's back, she can continue with her arguments. So yeah, so I think she's for now freezing. So we're gonna continue with someone else's. Who wants to continue with your arguments? The arguments. Okay, go ahead, Edgar. Edgar.
Got it. Can you guys hear me? I guess so, right?
I can hear you
Okay,
good.
perfect. Thank you. So yes, I mean, even though that NASA was able to bring, stones back to the Earth, I think that, I mean, you can do that without human force. Maybe you can do that with some other things like, robots or not, I mean, non-tripulary ships in this example. But the main discuss is about why the human being never touched the earth with their own feet. It's very important to know that at the moment that they were live broadcasting this, they literally do it side by side with the earth, considering they don't have like enough distance to make it even instantly. This is very important to know. And days ago, also the astronauts were on a set play. They were like doing like a act where they are playing their roles and doing the same things that they supposed to be at the moon. You know, they were on a set. They were trying to do some practices that even this is like a fallacy. If it's the case that they were practicing something at there, that means that it's not even clear if they were doing the same thing, in the moon. Let me show us a picture about that. I'm sorry, I'm trying to look at it here so quick. Okay, please allow me just a second. I don't know how to share it. Mm,
To share your screen in the app part, you can
Yeah.
see the camera, the microphone, and says comparte. In that
Okay.
arrow that says comparte is you're gonna click on that, and then you're gonna select or you hold your screen Or you can select also just a window if you want to share just a window.
Yes, because I mean, I just downloaded pictures for this thing. I mean, I didn't brought links or something like that. Well, to be honest, I'm not tech savvy enough to share the picture with you. But let me see. Content of the camera. I'm sorry, I'm surrounding right now, but I can share the picture with you girls later. But I mean, on that picture, there was a playset. There was a set there where they having like the Mars rover, the ship, and even almost the same characteristics that they were sharing at the moment that they were supposedly stepping the moon, right? Do you see my camera?
No.
I'm sorry, I'm a completely mess. So, I mean, one of the key aspects to keep in mind is the playset that they were doing days before. Even when you are at the hollow space, you have to practice it on a pool, swimming in the pool, and this is not something that it will be pretty convincing for that. Even I have another picture. I don't know how to share it again, but that picture
If
shows
you
a
want,
rock.
sharing, if you want, sorry that I interrupt you,
Mhm.
sharing the chat in,
Oh,
if you have a link, share in the chat and I share the screen for you.
I think that I can copy and paste.
Okay.
See. So we can see here the playset a couple of days ago before the mission start. And here, this picture was taken during the real recording. You can see here a rock with a C letter. So this plays like some kind of a scenography that was made by human beings. As you can see there, you can see the C letter. The official argument said that somebody at the moment that they were doing like the editation, they just escaped like something. I don't know what exactly was, and then that makes create the C letter on that rock. But I mean, they were pretty afraid because they were competing against the Russians, and the Russians literally were winning the war. Literally, they sent the first man to the moon. They sent the first dog to the moon. They sent the first satellite to the moon. So they were afraid even to start practicing in a Hollywood set to convince everybody on real time that they were stepping the moon. And even the radiation and some other external factors that will affect communication, it's not really believable that somebody was sharing in live broadcast to the earth on real time about this specific event. This is all that I have to say for now. I mean, I have more arguments, but I'm going to try to share with you guys the most basic ones.
Okay. Okay. If you want to share the other arguments, it's okay. If you don't want to, it's okay too.
I think that it will take me more time, so I just gonna keep it for me if it's the case that maybe I will need it for some other questions that my partners will have. I think so.
Okay. It's okay. That's up to you.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
so who wants to go next? Just Lainey or Karen? Karen, go ahead.
Okay. One argument is physical evidence. So astronauts brought back 3,082 kilograms of moon rocks, and these rocks are different or from Earth rocks, no water, unique compositions, and scientists around the world, not just the US, have studied them, like UK, France, Germany, China, and Colombia. And Colombian scientist was Marco Antonio Quijano Rico, and during the mission after Apollo mission in uh, um, led by NASA, approximately 22 kilograms of lunar rocks and software broke back to Earth. Cano Rico was assigned a small a small but valuable sample around 2 grams with the rock analyzed. He studied the composition of the lunar rocks, of the moon rock. Sorry, um, I need to share my screen.
It's okay, go ahead.
Mhm. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, and this is evidence for the um, moon rock. Is a Colombian scientist, Quijano Rico. He said the science assert that the lunar dust that he has preserved is irrefutable proof the Apollo 11 astronautic walk on the moon. Next, evidence of the moon rocks. And the next argument for me is independent verification. Um, the, the missions were tracked by other countries, including the Soviet Union, that was an American rival at the time. If it were fake, the Soviets would have exposed immediately. Other argument is technology and tracking thousands. The engineers work on the program, and the spacecraft Saturn V is still the most powerful rocket ever built. Observatories around the world track the missions. For other argument, I can say the laser reflectors still work today. Astronauts place mirror reflectors on the moon. Scientists still use the laser to measure the Earth-Moon distance today. Is that's all for me.
Okay, thank you so much, Karen. Now, Gisleni, we're gonna continue with your arguments.
Okay, my number one argument, and one of the strongest argument is the existence of lunar rocks brought back to Earth, according to according to scientific research. The example collected during Apollo 11 have been studied for decades and have unique chemical compositions that cannot be replicated on Earth. And therefore, this physical evidence proves that astronauts actually traveled to the moon and returned with material from its surface. I am too. Another key argument is the ex- expansive documentations of the missions. Apollo 11 successfully, successfully landed on the moon and completed its objectives, including a safe return to Earth. This information is supported by thousands of document recording and data collected during the missions. Thus, the amount of verified information make it extremely unlikely that the missions was fake. This is that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Now, we're gonna continue with the next part. That is the, I'm gonna say it, rebote button. Who wants to argument that someone else has said that is wrong, or that you believe that is wrong?
Well, I mean, I think there are just two individuals that are disagree.
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
two
me and the
disagreement.
partner. So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, we're not gonna deny that NASA was able to bring rocks back. This is what I was saying before. But even we are not pretty sure if humans stepped in, that it was the main purpose of the Apollo mission. If you realize, I mean, as I was saying before, the Russians were able to bring a duck, bring some other animals, bring Yuri Gagarin, that it was the first man to be at the space. What I'm just trying to explain to you guys is about the play, the actual part of these missions. If you check the pictures, even let me share another picture with you. It won't take just a moment. I need to find the real one, and I will share it over the chat. Copy and paste. Okay, there you can see a pretty high quality picture even for 1960s. As you can see there, you see in a pre-HD quality the astronaut, even the shadows that are so parallel, I mean, that are not non-parallel. It looks that they are like on a set, on a studio, where so many deflectors can be pointing at the astronaut. Even, where do you see the stars? And there you can argument, well, I mean, they use like low folliculation cameras that cannot show the stars. But even how you can see in HD quality the astronaut, considering that there is not enough light to take a pretty good quality picture. Even they are just confirming to us that they literally modify the pictures to make it visible. So even this is not like a trustworthy, I mean, coming from the NASA, this is not even way more trusty because they were pretty interested to show the real world that they were able to step in the moon. I mean, yes, you can show me the rocks. You can you can show me the rocks, you can show me the dust, you can show me everything, but I mean, you cannot really prove me if they were really there. Yes, I mean, literally, I mean, when they just finished the mission, they just record when the ship was dropping down at the Earth. But it's America. America have a lot of planes that can go way, 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 way up and then drop the ship, or even like this kind of instrument where the astronauts were in. And it's Hollywood. I mean, they really good. They really do pretty good movies. So yeah, I mean, it's not necessary. It's not necessary even to argument that they were there because the ship just went down inside there. It's because really they have another instruments to even to fake that. Is what I'm just trying to say. And even if you check the images, it looks as the first images that I just shared with you guys. I mean, the one about the studio. So this is the very first argument that I have to say about this.
Okay. So to clarify something, do you believe that the moon rocks that Karen, Gisleni, and Laura has been mentioning are real or are fake, are created by a laboratory?
Okay, so here I have to differentiate something because as the second image, I'm sorry, that I just showed to us, I mean to you, it's I think that rock is a sonography, but I think the rocks are real because as Russia just literally just did, they were able to bring some things to the earth. I mean, the rocks are real. Even they literally sent a ship to the moon. Even we don't discard that. I mean, that specific missile was equipped with rovers, drones, technology that can help us to take those rocks back to the earth without human intervention. I mean, I do believe in the evidence. Even they needed evidence to show the real world that they were really there, and there was the rocks and all the things that they just bring back to the earth. But about the human landing, that was not really proof at all, is what I'm just trying to say. I mean, the evidence is real, the rocks, the dust, whatever, but I think, and based on the images and the evidence that I'm just showing to you, is I think that it's not real because the evidence is there, but the human steppings are not pretty shown on the pictures.
Okay,
And
so for
they
you,
literally they will, I mean, literally they really practice days before. Why do you need to practice on a studio? Why not on a pool or a really environment that can help you to really practice? Come on. It's very difficult to me to prove something that it's obvious, but I'm just trying to behave like a conspiracy guy.
I'd like
okay,
to
give
add,
This
me.
is off the script.
Okay, okay.
I'd like to
Uh,
another idea to my partner.
okay, you want to say something? Okay, go ahead, Margaret.
Yes, even in 1916, film technology, say my partner was already advanced enough to create realistic scenes. So governments had access to control environments and lighting techniques and basic and special effects. So considering this, it's possible that the moon uh, landing scenes could have been recreated in a studio, especially given the importance of global images fluent at that time. So since we don't have direct access to the original materials, so it's difficult to verify their authenticity. For this reason, I think so that it's valid to question all the evidence. Uh, I think that is completely reliable.
Mhm. Yes, I think Margaret explained it better than me, is what I just think. She was more organized than my arguments. But yes, long story short, this is what I was trying to say. Margaret explained it better.
Okay, Karen, go ahead. Do you want to say something?
Okay, about the moon rocks, I can say that do exist and have been studied for decades. NASA brought over 380 kilograms of lunar material back to Earth on several Apollo missions. The samples have been analyzed by scientists worldwide who have confirmed that they have a different chemical composition than terrenal rocks, and they do not contain water or erosion process typical of Earth, and they show evidence of exposure to cosmic radiation. In addition, NASA gifted rocks to 180 countries. in these countries. No contradiction, NASA.
Okay, thank you. Laura, can you hear me?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so do you want to finish your arguments because I know your internet was off?
Okay. Um, I also wanna support the idea that the evidence has been carefully verified from the that mission. For example, the photos and videos were not just taken randomly; they were analyzed by experts. The I hear my partners. Um, he is. I'm sorry. He is a conspirance man. I guess. And these I'm sorry. And the rocks are very important because they are not like Earth rocks. Scientists from different countries, like my partners talk, have studied these rocks for many years, and they found difference that show they come from the moon, the earth rocks and the moon rocks. This give a strong scientific support. Another important point is that this this research has continued over time. It is not something that was studied once and forgotten. Even today, scientists still analyze the samples and confirm the same result. What makes this more trustworthy for me and is that it's not based on one opinion or one country. It's global scientific work, and that make it more real.
Okay, perfect. Someone else wants to argument other idea?
Oh, I'm sorry.
When
I
I,
think
yes,
I
sorry.
think it I think it's also important to look at the evidence carefully. Um, During the United States and the Soviet Union were in a strong competition, especially in space. The Soviet Union had advanced technology and was monitoring the mission closely. If there had been any proof that the moon landing was fake, they would have used it, but they didn't.
They didn't
Okay.
lead. I mean, they didn't lead it. Literally needed to do that because literally they won. They won the special career. I mean, they bring. I mean, they were the first people doing everything. The dog, the man, the first satellite. So even they don't need it because literally they just won the war. It's way different to explain that. I mean, United States propaganda was way effective to, I mean, to literally convince everybody that they were the ones who were able to step in the moon. I mean, we are speaking about the rocks, but the rocks literally they needed the rocks even to prove everybody that they were there because, I mean, the material even back on that time where Adobe Photoshop it really was not existing, it was not even trustworthy. Even that, you can pay too many experts to say that though that material was real, but they really need the rocks to prove it because, yeah, otherwise this specific material was not very convincing. Speaking about the pictures and the recordings that they were doing, even in the live broadcast back on that time.
So, talking about
Okay.
political context, these create a strong political pressure, right? So, they need to demonstrate technological superiority. So, therefore, it's possible that the event was influenced by political motivation. because it happened during the Cold War, as you say, my partner.
Okay, so the Margaret is your translator. Okay. Oh, by the way, Margaret is from another group and also Laura, but they're with us today, making us company because of different circumstances. So they decided to make all of you company today. So it's great because Edgar is happy that he has a translator. uh, okay, so some other argument that you want to go with the opposite side? Remember, when I say opposite side, I'm not meaning just disagree part. Also, the agreeing part, you can be disagreeing what they disagree. So yeah, go ahead, Edgar.
Me, the last one. So, I mean, I'm sorry. I think that I almost forgot it. I think that I will say that later. I just lost the idea.
I completely understand that. It happens a lot to me. Sorry. It's okay. So, what I was saying is, I'm gonna say in Spanish to clarify that part. Cuando yo digo que se tienen más como argumentos en contra del equipo contrario, es de opposite side, ¿sí? No me refiero solamente a los que están están desacuerdo, porque también los que están de acuerdo pueden estar en desacuerdo de lo que están diciendo los que están de desacuerdo. Entonces, algún argumento de los que están de acuerdo que consideren que lo que dijeron los que están en desacuerdo es falso o que no pueda ser realidad, ¿no es verdad? What are you trying to say, Edgar?
Oh,
No, I was just assuring your argument. I mean, what you were trying to say. I mean, I'm not denying that the rocks are fake, but I mean, we were speaking about I mean, the only action that they were able to successfully make that it was extraordinary because Russia back on that time did extraordinary things that are I mean, that are really difficult to you know to even show like greater force of the American technology that on that time. So this is what I just think. I mean, the only thing that they can do that it's more ambitious than bring man to the space is just bring the man to the moon and make sure that the human was able to step in. And this is where the evidence is not showing something clear. The rocks are there. Even Russians and some other agencies like the ESA were able to bring rocks. But speaking about the act of put the man into the moon, I think that it's pretty fake, and that was the really main purpose of Apollo 11, that it was put the man to step the moon. This is what I was trying to say before. I just had my idea now, and then I want to share it now.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead, Karen. I think you were going to say something.
okay. I have a possible explication. Why are there no stars in the photos? Was, in opinion, Margaret think. The possible explication is the moon surface is very bright, sunlight. So for this reason, cameras were set for bright light, so dim stars don't appear.
Yeah, this is a great
Okay.
point. I want to talk about. There are a scientific explanation for those images. For example, the cameras had to be adjusted because the moon has very strong light and no atmosphere. That is why we don't see stars in the photos and why the shadows look very sharp. There are not mistakes. They are normal results of the environment. The photos were not just accepted without checking. They were studied and verified by experts over time, and they match what we know about physics and the moon's conditions. I know many people believe it could be a lie, but when I look all the evidence together, photos, camera settings, scientific analysis, and international observation, I personally feel it is more reliable to believe that the moon landing really happened. I respect different opinions, but for me, the evidence is stronger than the doubts.
Okay. So now we're gonna continue with the questions. Someone wants to make a question?
Me, teacher.
Go ahead, Margaret.
I'd like to ask my opposite partners. Why don't we have more recent missions with the same level of publication? Because if humans reached the moon decades ago, it's reasonable to ask why similar missions have not been repeated frequently. So, with today's advanced technology allows, and it should be easier. So, this has not been the case. The situation creates curiosity and doubt.
Okay, so I think to clarify a little bit the question of Margaret, why the humans hasn't go back to the moon in so many years, and now they're making with the Artemis missions so many tests and everything to go to the moon. But if they were able to do it so many years ago, why right now is being so difficult to do it? Yes, right, Margaret? That's what your question? Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I saw that why not happen resignation with the same level of the publication, for example.
okay, so who likes to answer the question? Is Lainey, Karen, or Laura? Yes, Edgar, but I think you are in the disagreeing part, so tell me. Your microphone is off.
Yeah, I want to support the arguments of my partner Margaret. Even though you can take the same theory information to start modifying the photos. So that will help even to convince scientists, politicians, people all over the world to convince that the human being stepped the moon in. It's really important what Margaret was saying, that really right now, nowadays, NASA, ESA, the Chinese guys, I don't know how they name it, they are really care even to step the moon nowadays. I mean, even they are doing the testings now, what it's supposed to be back in 1960s. They're really taking care now where they have enough resources to do that. And back on that time, on the 60s, 70s, that was not even like a closer chance to make it real like they are doing it now. I'm gonna close my
Okay.
microphone.
So, who wants to answer that question? I need Gislaine, Karen, or Laura to answer that question.
Okay, I know that we have a lot of advanced technology today. Going to the moon is still not something that happens all the time because it is expensive. Um, it's risk. Um, why it is extremely expensive? Going to the moon needs powerful rockets, special equipment, and long training for astronauts. All of that costs billions of dollars, and governments have to decide where to spend their money. Um, no, isn't constant priority. After winning the space race and landing on the moon first, countries felt the main goal was already achieved. So they stopped making it a top priority compared to others' needs like economy, health, or defense. Now, the things are changing. Today, new programs like Artemis are being developed because scientists now want to build based on the moon and use it as a step for future Mars missions.
Okay.
I agree with my partner. Um, in my opinion, we're not going to the moon anymore because it's not longer interesting. And besides, in addition, it's expensive. Um, um, as we know, a trip to the moon was somehow due to the war with the Soviet Union.
Okay. Some other question? Gislaine, are you talking? Because you have your microphone on.
The fears of traveling to the moon requires powerful rockets, especially equipment and years of training for astronauts. All of these cost billions of dollars because of that. Government have to careful decide where to invest their money. In addition, it is important to understand that after winning the space race successfully landing on the moon, the main object, object had already been achieved. He has a result countries. Um, shift that their focus to other priorities, such as space stations, robotic missions, and deeper space exploration. Furthermore, modern space exploration is more focused on sustainability and long-term goals rather than repeating the same missions. For example is that of going to the moon just to prove if the possible current program and to build permanent bases and prepare for missions to Mars.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Gislaine. Maria, you want to say something? Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I have a
I
question.
understand your point, but I respectfully who disagree because there are still unanswered questions. So, in my opinion, NASA and United States spends a lot of money to show the power of the country.
Okay, 1 minute. I think I'll give you the word. Give me 1 second, Edgar. Laura was first. She wanted to talk first. So go ahead, Laura.
Okay, I have a question. If you don't believe humans went to the moon, what proof would make you change your mind? We are living in a time where artificial intelligence exists and technology is very advanced. What proof would make you change your mind?
Edgar, Margaret, who would like to answer that question?
Okay. I think that right now we are losing the point because now we are speaking about the present. We are speaking what it just happened back on that time where technology and the proofs really asserted. I mean, we were not really prepared to human. I mean, we are not really prepared to step the moon in back on that time. This is why United States needed to prove it, because literally they just lost the war against the Russians. Now, by taking the point now, and what, let me remember your name. What Laura needed to know is that literally right now we are repeating the same things, because now when we now have the technology to do that, the Chinese government and even United States government knows that the first one who really step the moon will be the one who really controls the space. You cannot imagine how millionaire will be the business to step the moon first. You can put bases there, you can put rockets there, you can even create a launch platform where other rockets can go to Mars, Uranus, Venus, even back to the Earth. The argument that I want to share with all of you is that if we weren't able to develop this as we are doing it now, this is the reason why we were not able to do it in the past, in the 80s, 60s, 90s, 2000, 2010, you name it. So the reason why we never stepped the moon before, it's because now we have the capabilities to do it now, and not as a propaganda. It's a real business. This is why even SpaceX, a private company, is really interested in, and this is what the Chinese do, and the Europeans do, the Russians do. It's not about the evidence of moon things like dust, like rocks again. That is your main argument, the same thing that you can present in over and over and over and again. The really proof is that literally back on the past was just propaganda. Now it's reality, because the first one to step the moon in will be the one who literally controls the space, and even we don't know even the word. Thank you. Let me close.
Okay, Edgar, thank you. Um, Referring what you did, I'm gonna make that question. What you just said. What is the strongest evidence that the agreed part has that is not referring to the moon rocks? Other evidences that you have that is other things besides the moon rocks. ¿Cuál es su mayor evidencia, aparte de las rocas lunares, que ustedes tengan? Necesito saber, aparte de los que están de acuerdo, ¿cuál es otra de sus evidencias que tienen? Una muy fuerte que tengan sobre que de verdad pasó eso, que no sea solamente basada en las rocas lunares. And then I'm gonna make other question to the disagree part.
Okay, scientific equipment installed on the moon. NASA's Apollo mission traveled to the moon with a scientific program to complete and a wide range of tests to perform. I'm sorry. This required a large amount of specialist equipment that has remained operational on the moon for years. Among the scientific equipment installed on the lunar surface during the Apollo mission were, for example, the lunar seismograph, carried by Apollo 11, Apollo 12, Apollo 15, and 16, some of which transmit data back to Earth until 1977. Also, I have pictures and I share with you on the chat.
Okay. Yes, Edgar?
Yes, before we had the rocks, now we have the money. All we have to keep in mind is that, before it was not about the money, it was to show what Americans really I mean, what Americans really can do with what they have, with the technology that they had back on that time. I mean, even I mean, with that propaganda, even you cannot make it worthy, right? So now, literally, where the money is not a matter, and it never has been a matter, it's even to make it worthy. I mean, yes, you can. I mean, you cannot even waste money by doing silly things like just propaganda. But nowadays, you can even make it worthy because, as I was saying before, this is a long time business that everybody wanted to do. Russians, Chinese, whatever. So it's really important to keep in mind that now what Artemis and the other missions are trying to do is make moon landing worthy. This is not really about scientific information or even art. This is speaking about the money. We can do it literally do it now because now they have the investment to do that and even to make it worthy. Not about propaganda, not about investigation to make it worthy. And this is even why Elon Musk is putting money on this. I mean, the rocks were real. I do believe in the rocks, but I do not believe that the human was capable to do it 50 years ago. Now they can do it. Now they need humans there to make the wrong time business run now. So this is about the human. I mean, about the lie that United States wanted to tell us because they were not capable to do something more extraordinary than Russia. This is what, well, I mean, this is what all everyone here on this chat needed to know. It's you are comparing what they are trying to do now, but you guys forgot what they were trying to do before, and it was just propaganda. Now it's a business. And also, as I was saying, I think that I'm repeating myself because literally I'm improvising. Um, it's very important to know that they were trying to mask a lie. Now it's a reality. Now they need to step in to control everything.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Edgar. Laura, you wanna finish your ideas about the picture that you sent, and then I go with you, Karen.
No, Karen, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, Karen, go
Okay,
ahead.
thank you. Also, we have the laser reflectors. The laser reflectors still work today. Astronauts place mirror reflectors on the moon, and scientists still use laser to measure the Earth-Moon distance. This is ongoing proof, not just history.
Okay, perfect. Now I'm gonna make a question for the disagree part. So my question for you is, why would governments want to fake the moon landing with the in the Apollo missions? What's the reason that they got for faking it if this situation?
I mean, I'm sorry, could you repeat the question? It was not really clear for me.
Okay. Why the governments
Mhm.
what's the reason that the governments has to fake the moon landing? What's the reason they have? ¿Cuál es la razón que ellos tuvieron? ¿Qué razón tendrían ellos para falsificar la ida a la luna?
What governments? I guess that you're speaking about the United States, right?
United States and
Mhm.
their colleagues, because there was a union between United States and other
Mhm.
countries.
I mean, let's call it the occidental side of the planet because occidental, and then hold on just 1 second. I need to check something. East. I mean, we have to separate east from west because I mean, on east you can find China, Russia, their allies, right? And then Occident is just the NASA, the SpaceX, and the ESA. And literally they all together have to be like in union to assure the investments that's supposed to I mean the investments and also the discoveries that United States really meant to do. And they really were trying to fake it because it's not a secret that OTAN and the other guys are really in war and really try to see who are the ones who really manage the place. I mean, they are not trying to fake it because, as I was saying before, we have to check what sides are trying to help or even disagree the other parts.
I think that winning the space race was very important for national pride and international influence. So it could help to gain public support, for example, trust and funding support for futures projects. So that is why some people think that the government had reasons to fake or exaggerate the moon landing.
Okay.
And yes, I mean, we're not gonna, I mean, as the same way that we're not gonna, I mean, as the same way that we're not gonna lie about the rocks, we're not gonna lie about the reflectors. I mean, yes, I mean, the reflectors are there, but even a machine or a robot can put it there. I mean, all of you are forgetting about the studio and the things that they just really do in support real time. Well, I mean, I think that it was like a 30 minutes delay, but checking on the technology, even today we have that delay that they are supposed to be, but it's even more what about they were saying before at the moment that they were doing that. I mean, the reflectors are real. They are using it to keep it studying the moon. But I mean, the argument is not about the technology that they just put it in because they really just do, and the rocks. But this thing was not built by humans. I mean, even you can fake it by showing an astronaut on Hollywood taking the instrument and just put it there on the ground. And now they're really worried to step in. This is what you have to keep in mind. I mean, it's not about the evidence; it's about the fact that they didn't. I mean, they didn't do that back in the '60s.
Okay. There's other question?
Please end this debate now. I'm so anxious.
It's
Sorry?
like
I want to end this activity now.
You're getting so excited about it.
No, no, it's not excitement. I mean, it's pretty. I mean, I gonna be out of my role. I mean, it's pretty difficult to defend this.
Okay. Go ahead, Margaret.
This is off the road.
teacher, I have another question. Another concern is space radiation, right? So astronauts need to pass through dangerous radiation zones, and it's not clear how they were fully protected with the technology available at this time. So, how my opposite partner can explain that?
Okay, who wants to answer that? I think, Margaret, if you can repeat your question one more time because maybe they forget it or wasn't clear enough. Your
Okay,
microphone?
yeah. I say that how was possible that astronauts passed through dangerous radiation zones, and how the technology protect them uh, if this technology available at this time was very limited.
Um, that's very valid concern, but theory is a actuality. A scientific explanation for it. The main radiations risk comes from the Van Allen radiation belts, but astronauts did pass through them very quickly, with limited their export time. The ex- spacecraft trajectory was correct for planet to avoid the most intense areas of radiations. In addition, the Apollo spacecraft had basic traveling that help reduce radiation exposures, while it once has advances has modern technology, it was sufficient for the short duration of the missions.
Okay, thank you. So with this, we're gonna complete the debate and we're gonna make true the wishes of Edgar. So we're gonna conclude this debate with your conclusions. So all of you, each one of you, are gonna say your conclusion, rectify your posture, your position, and then give the arguments that support your ideas. Remember to be clear, briefly, and precise. So, we're gonna start with I'm sorry. Someone wants to start to conclude. Margaret, go ahead.
Okay, I'm not saying that the moon landing was completely false, but I believe that is uh, inconsistent, right? So critical thinking allows us to understand really from different points of view. So, in my opinion, I think that current mission like Artemis are more reliable because technology today is more advanced and they show us that they could develop this mission. So it's my opinion, then of debate.
Okay, Edgar, go ahead.
Yes, I mean, I was about to do. I mean, I was about. I mean, even to say the same thing. So I think that Margaret stole my idea. But yes, I was to say almost to say about the same things that Margaret just did.
That doesn't matter. Rectify your ideas.
Well, as I was saying, I'm literally I just going to paraphrase. So yes, literally, I mean, we're not gonna deny that they were able to take some rocks off the Earth. I mean, off the moon. They were able to put some instruments that help us to study the moon. But the really fact that the human back on that time was not prepared to step the moon in, and even to check how dangerous it was back on that time, where the technology was not enough. It's not the subject that now literally the really human race is really worried to step the moon in, especially the countries. I mean, the evidence is there. We're not gonna deny that. But about what Americans tried to do on the 60s, it was just only the worries that they just had because they didn't achieve anything as the Russians just did.
Okay, thank you, Edgar. We're gonna continue with the conclusion. Oh, sorry, the conclusion of Laura.
Okay, I strongly agree that humans really went to the moon. Some people still dub it and create alternative theories. There is overwhelming scientific and historical evidence that confirm the Apollo mission were real. These missions were not carried out by just a few people, but by thousands of scientists, engineers, and astronauts working together over many years. It would have been almost impossible to fake such a large and complex operation without anyone exposing the truth. Also, the moon landings were not only seen in USA, they were they were tracked and verified by other countries, including the Soviet Union, which was the main compet, competence. I don't know how to say competencia. Competence. Okay, of the USA during the space race. If it had been fake, it is very unlikely the rival countries would have stayed silent. There are also many physical and technological proof, such as communication signals, record of the time, a photograph, a caveman left on the moon, and laser reflectors that are still used today by scientists to measure the distance, between Earth and the moon. These are real and continue to work, which supports the fact that humans were actually there. Even though we live in a modern era where artificial intelligence and digital editing um, can create fake image and videos, this doesn't change the historical evidence from the Apollo mission. At the time, the technology was not capable of creating such realistic face on a large scale. Yeah, finally, I believe it is important to question information, but also to rely on strong evidence. In this case, all the scientific data, international confirmation, and technological proof clearly show that the moon landing really happened, and it was one of the greatest achievements in human history.
Okay, thank you, Laura. Now we're gonna continue with Karen.
Okay, in my opinion, in conclusion, the new reports that deny the moon landing have more doubts than evidence. Since many scientists, engineers, and astronauts support the idea, and I don't think it's possible they could have kept more 400 people silent.
Okay, thank you, Karen. Now, Gisley.
I firmly believe that humans land on the moon. The evidence is strong and comes from multiple sources, not just on country, because scientific profile lunar rocks with unique computions, laser reflectors that still work today, and missions that were tracked by other nations and clothing rivals. In addition, the photos, videos, and they have been analyzed for decades in mathematics. We can know about physics and space conditions. While there might be doubt or questions, the amount of consistent and very verified evidence makes it much more reasonable to conclude that the moon landing was real.
Okay, perfect. So, with after all of these conclusions, we officially conclude our debate. So now, apart, um, Edgar, I want to make you a question quickly before I start with the feedback. You tell that was really painful for you during the debate. I noticed that you try to defend.
My internet is getting bad.
Your net is getting bad. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I hear you, but good. Can you hear me? Okay. So meanwhile, Edgar is able to hear us because his internet is bad. So I'm gonna go with with the feedback, and then when he recovers the his connection, I'll be back with him. So I'm gonna start with the feedback. This is something that made me really nervous. I'm gonna tell you that um, because I don't know. It's not easy to for a teacher to give feedback, and I think it's the nervous part. So I'm gonna start with Margaret. Margaret has been since the first class with me. Oh, welcome back, Edgar. I'll tell you later. I'm gonna start with the
Amji.
feedback and
Okay, got it. Okay. Yes, I'm back. Okay, we'll talk
okay,
later. Okay.
yeah. All right. So I'm gonna start with Margaret. Margaret, you have been there in my classes since the first time. You are from my first group that get assigned to me. So we have been seeing each other a lot, and I have noticed and I can tell that you have a lot of preparation for all the classes, that you talk with a lot of confidence, that you try to prepare yourself a lot, and that I can tell a lot. That's really, really good. You have a really good, strong level of pronunciation. Sorry, have a really good level of pronunciation when talking. You're able to express your ideas with fluency and clarity. You have participates a lot. Even sometimes I know that you were driving in your motor. And sometimes you're like, "Oh, teacher, I'm gonna stop here to answer your question. Give me 1 second." So I can tell that you really were interested in participating, and I can tell your effort to do it, to attend all the classes, and always with your positive attitude, trying to answer it, being actively participating. So thank you for being in my classes. Thank you for being with me. You have been doing an amazing job and greatest good advances all the time. So thank you so much. This is my feedback for you. Now I'm gonna continue. So sorry. Um, I'm gonna continue with Karen. Karen, I haven't had the opportunity to get to know you a lot because we're kind of halfway. I just have all of you halfway. But in these 3 classes, I can tell that I can see that you're a very shy person, right? You're not like so easy for you to talk with everyone, but you do your effort, and you when you are trying to do it, you do your best. You try to participate. You have good pronunciation. You demonstrate also an intermediate level of fluency, so that makes you a really good level right now. Obviously, there's still things to improve about speaking skills, but I can tell that you're in a good way. You're in a good path, and you're doing amazing. Have confidence in yourself. Believe in yourself. You're doing good, and I think that if you believe in yourself a little bit more, the confidence is the basis of the English. And if you have confidence, the pronunciation and the fluency is gonna be much better, even better. So, but you have been doing great. I'm not saying that you didn't great. You have been doing great. Just for you to continue improving, and I know that you can do it amazing. You're always showing a positive attitude. You're always smiling, and thank you so much. Now I'm gonna continue with Gislaine. Gislaine, you have a very good pronunciation too. Times there are some parts that you try to maybe force, could be the American or the native speaker's accent. But let me tell you something, there's no necessity, because it doesn't matter how much we try it, we're always gonna have our accent, and doesn't matter doesn't matter how much we try it. We are Colombians. That's our accent, and that's how we're gonna talk. But you do really good. It's not a bad comment. It's just that it's gonna help you to have more fluency when talking, and having a little bit more a better intonation in some words if you do that. But you're doing really, really good. You have also very active participation during the classes. You're able to express your ideas clearly, and you're demonstrating when you have to talk. You're demonstrating confidence. I can see that sometimes you're like, I have to participate, but take you like a little bit of time to take the risk to do it. But I can tell that once you take the risk to participate, you do it amazing, and you demonstrate a strong performance. So thank you so much. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. Um, Now I'm gonna continue with Edgar. I think you are there. because you said that you were turned off your camera because of the connection. So, what I can tell you, you have a great fluency level, and you have really good grammar, and like you said, that's how you gained your life. So using English is your way to is your work. So I can tell that you have a good fluency when talking. Also, your pronunciation is very good. Just as a recommendation, try to organize your ideas a little bit more because, like you said, for example, Margaret is your translator. You were doing amazing. Have confidence that you did good. Just try to organize your ideas a little bit better for you to feel confident. I'm not saying that you did wrong. I understand clearly what you were saying. You give a lot of examples. You try to make you understand. So it's okay. I completely understand. So have confidence in yourself. That's for me the idea. If you want to talk and say all the ideas, it's good. It's perfect. You're doing amazing. Just have confidence. And if you're not gonna have the confidence that you feel that you're doing a lot of wrong, take the time maybe to organize a little bit your ideas and everything, and then talking. But you're doing good. You have an excellent intonation, excellent pronunciation, and keep like that. Yes, Edgar, tell me.
I'm sorry. Just I just want to clarify that I was pretty nervous because I mean I'm agree with the moon landing. I think that it was real, so it was really difficult to me to defend something that I don't think that it's fake. So I was trying to do some of my experience that I have in my job to convince my partners to believe that in real it was really fake. But yes, I mean I was pretty anxious because I mean it was quite difficult to me, and even I haven't got enough preparation for this class because I haven't got enough time. But yes, I took your feedback and I think that it's completely fine.
No, you did amazing. I'm not saying that you did it wrong. I can tell that you were like agree with the things because all the time like you were trying like no, I believe this and this. So I can tell that you were agreeing. But I will be back with that in a minute. Let me give Laura's feedback and then I talk about that. That was actually what I was going to tell you. So let me give Laura's feedback and then I'll
Sure.
be back with the thing.
I'm gonna continue with my
Um,
camera off, just to let you know.
okay, it's okay. Laura, I can tell we have been just two classes together, but I can tell that you have a really good English, a strong level of English, and you fully understand all the instructions that I give you. You're able to express your ideas. You have very good fluency too. I know that today your connection was really bad and makes you some trouble, some mistakes. But yeah, you are have demonstrate confidently. I can tell that you prepared yourself really good. You were there to answer the questions, highly participate, and that's my feedback for you. Thank you so much for being in my classes too. You have been doing amazing, and I know that it's not easy for you to the schedules and everything, but you do all the effort, and I really appreciate it. Edgar, going back to you. Uh, I'm gonna say it in Spanish for making it clear. Um, lo hiciste muy bien. No digo que lo hiciste mal. Solamente te iba a decir que te iba a preguntar, ¿tú qué de verdad piensas? Porque me diste esa impresión de que tú tenías era como más hacia el lado de estar de acuerdo, porque tú eras, no, pues sí, las rocas lunares sí son verdaderas. No, que los reflectores también. Entonces yo decía, lo entiendo, es difícil, pero a veces en la vida, por eso son los debates. Los debates son específicamente eso. No puede tocarnos el tema que a nosotros guste, por ejemplo. Un tema que es muy controversial es el aborto. Y muchas veces cuando les toca debatir sobre ese tema y les toca tomar la postura de estar de acuerdo a alguien que de pronto sus creencias personales, sus principios, sí, todas esas partes, no lo dejen hablar al respecto y estar de acuerdo con eso es muy difícil, ¿sí? Y a uno le toca buscar la manera de poder defenderlo y hacerse pasar como si estuviera de acuerdo cuando uno dice no, de acuerdo, ¿sí? O a veces puede ser al revés. Me toca decir que estoy de acuerdo cuando, pero que me toca decir no estoy de acuerdo cuando estoy de acuerdo. Entonces es algo difícil y eso pasa en los debates. Sí, Edgar, dime.
No, ¿sabes qué pasa? Es que siento que lo de la luna, o sea, lo del aborto, uff, yo me hubiera adaptado súper mejor, pero es que lo de la luna sí lo considero re estúpido. Yo, sinceramente, lo que creo que hicieron, literal, llegaron, abrieron la cápsula, pusieron sus cositas, tomaron la foto y se metieron rápido. Eso es lo que yo lo veo que hicieron en ese entonces. Y la verdad es algo bastante difícil de defender, porque es re estúpido, es como debatir con un telaplanista, ¿sabes? O sea, ¿tú cómo defiendes que la Tierra es plana?
Sí.
O sea, siento...
Sí y no. Te lo digo porque hay tanta evidencia que, por ejemplo, si fueras estado en otra de mis clases, yo quedé, wow, impresionada o algo. Y yo también he leído mucho para poder venirles con este tema. Yo también investigué mucho. Y hay mucha información para ir en contra. Por ejemplo, no sé si viste los trajes espaciales. Porque el traje espacial del Apolo 11 y la bota no cuadraba con la pisada de la foto que mostró la NASA. Es
Sí,
completamente diferente la plantilla, la parte de abajo del zapato, a la marca que dejó en la luna esa parte. Eh, También otra de las cosas es el viento en la bandera. Creo que Margaret lo mencionó. El viento porque la bandera estaba moviéndose. También hay una explicación física para eso. ¿Sí? O sea, todo tiene forma de debatirse, todo tiene sus formas o algo, pero hay mucha evidencia, es más, porque también hablan mucho de la basura espacial, pero no han mostrado fotos de que fuera verdad. Hay una entrevista también del Neil Armstrong, que fue el primer astronauta que pisó la luna, donde él dice de que si él dijera lo que vio allá, lo matarían por eso, pero que él recomendaba no volver a la luna. ¿Sí? Entonces también deja muchas incertidumbres porque, ok, ¿qué pasó allá realmente? ¿Si fueron de verdad o es una mentira? O muchos astronautas cuando, de los que fueron antes que iban a hablar al respecto, cuando les tocaba hablar se veía como si tuvieran un guión preparado o muchas veces se desmayaban de la presión. Entonces, o sea, hay muchas cosas que uno dice, wow, la gente de verdad puede argumentar demasiado al respecto. Entonces, te entiendo, no es fácil defender algo con lo que no está de acuerdo, pero lo hiciste bien, lo hiciste muy bien.
gracias.
Now, as a general feedback, I'm gonna focus on today's class because all of you are in different groups. You did an amazing job, all of you. I can tell your preparation, can tell your effort. Sometimes I didn't have to talk because already you were there talking, and I don't have to be talking. That's amazing. That's a debate. And I wait that the other finishing his ideas, and I already telling him, no, I don't believe that it is true, or I'm supporting. Yes, it's true and everything. So you did amazing, excellent job, and thank you so much for being in my classes. Thank you for being with me. I hope that these last classes you have enjoyed it, having a great time. And thank you for giving me the opportunity for being your professor. And maybe with some of you, maybe we're gonna see. I'm gonna see you again in the next debate that is gonna be in task four. That is gonna be actually this week and next week. But with some of you, I'm gonna have been able to see again. With some of you, maybe not. But I hope all of you do great in the next debate. And thank you. That's all that I have to say. Yes, Edgar, you were going to say something.
No,
Oh,
it was accidental. Sorry.
okay, it's okay. So yeah, that's it for today. I'm gonna stop recording the class. But thank you, thanks really a lot for being in my classes. And that's all. I have you have